I really wish I could play this for y'all on the channel, but I can't. Copyright. I'm sick off that. Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy TDS Ryan, and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things fashion to help you improve your overall style and confidence. I have a lot of sneaker enthusiasts who subscribe and follow me, and they probably already know that the Jordan 3 A Ma Maniere for the Love dropped this week. Now, even though this isn't a sneaker channel, we wouldn't be talking street fashion if we wasn't talking sneakers. Now, for those who don't know, A Ma Maniere is more of a luxury style streetwear brand, and they show these vibes all throughout their website and their branding. You can even see the detailing on all their Jordan releases, from all the details that you can see, from the stitching inside the sneaker and the sock liner to the quilted like fabric on the insole, and then even the details on the tumbled leather. Now, like most streetwear brands that collab with Jordan, this brand used to have a lot of hype around it. Now, I think most of that's kind of died down, but if you know anything about me, I don't move off of hype. So if you are a person that moves off of hype, just know I'm judging you. I said what I said, bro. Well, let me rephrase, because we all get affected by hype. Otherwise, what is marketing? Speaking of marketing, I made a mock commercial for these. So if you want to check it out, you gotta go to my Instagram, my TikTok to see it. But it's definitely worth checking out. I promise you that. Now let's get into the breakdown of how I shot that commercial. So the first thing I'm thinking is, what is the message that we want to portray? Well, the sneaker is called For the Love. So the concept of the commercial is gonna be for the love, but for the love of what exactly? I'm leaning into for the love of creativity, for the love of fashion, for the love of sneakers, you know what I'm saying? Streetwear will always have a special place in my heart, and because of that, I thought this was very fitting. I wanted to use scenes that was in the brand's image, but at the same time, I didn't want to sully my own creativity by trying to shoot exactly what they look like. I'm not sure if you can hear that noise, but my basement's being worked on right now, so if you hear some booming and bamming, just ignore it. I forgot what music artist said it, but I'm pretty sure they said that they don't listen to another person who gets on the same beat, because if they do, that person is gonna get in their head. And this is the same thing when I was making this concept. Even though I wanted to use part of the images that mimic A Ma Maniere just so I can stay on brand, at the same time, I didn't want to use so much of their likeness that I drown out my own creativity. So I jumped on Milanote and I started storyboarding. Now for A Ma Maniere's other releases, they actually did an actual video campaign. They didn't do that with this release, and that ended up working out in my favor. They just had still images. So I used those still images to be the basis of my creative shots that I was going to do in the commercial, but you'll see that later on. So I had the climax of the creative part of the commercial, but now I just had to figure out my setup. I didn't want to do a generic get ready with me because it's overdone and sometimes it could be a little just blah. Streetwear and hip hop go hand in hand like metal and magnets, so I knew I wanted to add a hip hop element to this. I knew I didn't want to go for the most recent hip hop music, but at the same time, I didn't want to go so old because this is a newer sneaker that's releasing. So I decided to go with a more recent artist with an older hip hop feel, well, at least one of them. It's really gonna hit home once you see the full commercial. So if you wanna check that out, watch this first, watch this all the way through, then go check it out. Now the first hip hop artist I went with was Boldy James. So I opened up with one of his songs because I really love the sample of it. Now the second artist that I use is well respected and well known in the hip hop community, MF Doom. And this is where that copyright strike hit, which is why I can't play the video. But it has a solid boom bap beat, increasing the tempo as the commercial continues. Now here's the part where I put my spin on it. If you watch my other videos, you know that I do a lot of try-ons and experimenting with color theory. So I was gonna use the colors that are in the sneaker, even though it's a predominantly white sneaker, I was going to highlight the blue that's in it. And I thought if I was to put all this together, I think the video would be pretty solid and it would lead straight into the climax of the creative shots. So we got a game plan for the concept, good setup, shot selection is good. Now we just gotta find the location. Now I knew it wouldn't be streetwear without a city, so I knew I was gonna take this downtown. Shooting videos, especially more involved videos, can be increasingly more difficult because there's always the risk of getting kicked out or trespassing. I do my absolute best to stay as far away from any places that I know could potentially like kick me out, but I swear people just be looking for a reason to get rid of you. I be minding my own business, primarily like off to the side somewhere, just trying to get this shot, not a soul in sight. And all of a sudden, some security guard, police rolls up. You would think, I don't know, but you would think a drug deal's going down. So shout out to all you creators who be out there getting it in, because maybe I'll get harassed too, but I don't know. It's a hassle. But the show must go on, as they say. So I knew I was gonna go downtown, and I chose the Olympic Center to shoot at. Now the Olympic Center sits in front of the Rocky Mountains, which I just knew would give this like beautiful backdrop to just make it more like cinematic and just, you know, put that extra like sauce on it, you know what I'm saying? And it's public enough to where I could get away with getting these shots off and potentially not get kicked out. But we gotta risk it anyway. We got the location, we got the setup, we got the timeline, we have a concept. Next is the styling. So for wardrobe, I'm thinking 3 different styles of streetwear, all highlighting different elements of A Ma Maniere as a brand, not just the sneaker. Now, even though the For the Love sneaker was dropping, I still wanted to showcase like the brand and its luxury and taste for streetwear, if that makes sense. Now, because I have several different pairs of A Ma Manieres, I wanted to use those as well. I styled 2 of the streetwear looks around the While You Were Sleeping 3s and 4s with the For the Loves as the center, which I took inspiration from this shot right here. Now, all these visual inspirations, they have multiple models, but since I gotta do the one-man band thing, I gotta be multiple models. Now, this also adds a level of complexity because, as I said before, you take too long, you could risk getting kicked out. I get kicked out, I don't finish my commercial, and we sick off that. And thinking back on it, I wish I would have gotten some footage of how all that went down because I had to change clothes on the spot. Starting with outfit number 1 and the centerpiece of our entire video, we started with these relaxed fit jorts from H&M. Seeing as how I live in Colorado and I'm shooting in front of the Rockies, I thought it would be fitting to bring that to the commercial as well. So I paired the jorts with this Colorado Avalanche jersey. Not to mention the A's, come on, you see it. Everything with intention. Also looking at the colorway and this color blocking, couldn't have been more perfect. Now, in my opinion, this outfit accomplishes one of 2 things. Number 1, showcasing that pop of color with such a white shoe. And number 2, it's not such an overpowering outfit that you're not looking at the sneaker. In this particular case, we want the sneaker to be the statement piece, not the outfit. Now, in outfit number 2, we wanted it to work in the opposite direction by making the outfit stand out more than the sneakers. So I used this work shirt statement piece engineered by Dre and these overalls from Forever 21. Pro tip, you want to put some extra sauce in your streetwear wardrobe, get some overalls. I'm just saying. So this fit we paired with the 4s. And then our third fit, which was these khaki trousers from Fashion Nova Men and this fire dust pink cardigan from GU. And we paired that fit with the 3s. With the work shirt outfit, we hit on the more rugged side of streetwear, and with the cardigan and khaki trousers, we went with the more casual and elevated style of streetwear, which I think is pretty on brand for A Ma Maniere. And even though I'm doing like 90% of this stuff by myself, I had to call in a favor to the homie so he can help me with these action shots. Because there was no way I was gonna be able to pull up, get the gear out, change clothes in between scenes, get all the scenes that I needed to get, and not get kicked out. That just wasn't gonna happen. But with Heart there, not only would I be able to get all the scenes, I'd be able to maximize the time without having to worry about the gear. And for those who've never been to Colorado, let's go check out the scene.
This life is sort of like a portrait, and you just gotta cherish the moment before you notice. Time moves quicker than sand, falling out the palm of your hands. Enjoy the moment. This life is sort of like a portrait, and you just gotta cherish the moment before you notice. The present is the past again. Now you're looking at the places you've been, yeah. And I'm guilty of it. I've been rushing through moments like I got plenty of them. I've been obsessing with conversations about the future. I'm so impatient, I'm racing like I can get it.
Who is that creeping through my window? Oh, coffee just delivered. That's what's up. So we're outside of the Olympic Museum where the second scene of the commercial took place. It's snowing pretty good, but not enough to stick. It's actually still like too warm for the snow to stick. So like I said, snow is more like rain than anything. The thing that sucks is the visibility is like nothing. So I was trying to show you guys the mountains, but I can't even do that. So we pull up, I kept saying, don't want to get kicked out, don't want to get kicked out. So we got to move quickly, right? As soon as I get the camera and stuff, hold on, is this too loud? I felt like it was kind of loud. As soon as I pull up, I get the camera and stuff out, I get all my equipment ready to go shoot. Not even here for 5 minutes, cop pulls up on us. And I'm just like, I've never been kicked out this fast, bro. Like, come on. Like, did you see me from the parking lot? Like, what's happening here? So we're outside, and I'm gonna show you the spot here in a second. Matter of fact, here, let me just do this. Oh, I don't know how well you can see that. There we go. Okay, so outside, pretty much like in that area over there, like where the stairs and stuff are. Like I said, I was gonna get out and like give you guys like the tour, but it's a little chilly outside, bro, so I don't wanna do that. But we're over there, cop pulls up right there, and I'm just like, dog, come on, bro. Like, can you get in with me, bro? Can you get in with me, please? Just please don't mess it up. Bro actually ends up being super cool. So he ends up asking us to, like, he sees the camera, so that's obvious. At least he didn't ask me that stupid question.
What are you doing?
Like, what does it look like, bro? I am planting flowers. But no, he asked, like, hey man, what are you guys shooting today? And, I tell him the truth, bro. Like, it's like shooting fashion content and, like, just outside the museum. Like, I try to stay away from the museum. The museum's actually, like, I'll point to it again, but it's more on this side. I mean, it's Sunday morning, so there aren't really many people out walking anyway, but just in case, like, I don't want to have any customers feel weird. So all I need is just those stairs over there and the cityscape, right? Like, so I'll get out and I'll do a tour and I'll show you exactly like what it looks like outside, because it honestly is very photogenic. So yeah, so he's chopping it up and I'm just like, is this where he ODs me, bro? But he didn't. He was just like, all right, man, well, y'all have a good day. And that was that, bro. And I couldn't believe it, bro. I was just like, wow, bro, like, appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, bet. So he leaves, right? Another, maybe 5-10 minutes goes by. The security guard from the Olympic Museum pulls up, older white lady. And I'm thinking, I'm cooked now, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And she pulls up, probably about to tell us to scram, right? She doesn't. All she did, no joke, just walk past, photo shoot day. And, I make a joke, bro, try to, gotta disarm. I was like, yeah, you want to get in on this? You know what I mean? And she was like, no, you guys, like, do your thing. I was just like, 2 for 2, bro. I'm like, that's crazy. So yeah, so we proceed with the shoot. It goes well. Like, we didn't even have that much traffic that was driving by, because some of the shots we were standing out literally right in the middle of the road. As a matter of fact, let's look. Okay. All right, so you can see, like, out here is just like, is gorgeous, bro. Like the way that this, like, road, like, is, it pretty much, like, this is the only piece of road that, like, that's like this. And, like, you have this, like, this pathway, like, everything's all laid out super nice. That's the Olympic Museum right there. Like, and you would be able to see pretty much, like, right through this pass right here. That's where the mountains would be. And, like, you could see it. It just, like, kind of spans out. But it's dope. It's really nice. And, like, it's just a great place for, like, give you some, like, really nice, like, action city shots or whatever. But super nice, and yeah. So dope location for sure. Once I got everything I needed to shoot, took some still shots, which I'll show you some examples of those. And then obviously, if you want the full breakdown and you want to see, like, all of the still shots, go to my Instagram, which I have linked below. But yeah, overall, good shoot day. And we love that for us. But now that we have all our puzzle pieces together, let's get the footage back for editing. So now we're back at the house. Let's go ahead and jump into the edit. All right, starting this off, let's hop into DaVinci Resolve. Now, before we actually get into the breakdown of this edit, let's jump into Milanote really quick so you can see, like, where the inspo came from. Right off the bat, you can see the script that I was working with, and it's just more like, it's more of a reference than anything. Like, I pretty much knew how I was gonna shoot this, but this was just like, just so I could remember not to miss anything. All right, so this is scene 1. As you can see, this is the Spotify screen grab that I got, and I really like this kind of like heads up display. I think it's like very attention grabbing. It serves as a really good hook. So this is how we opened it up. Then it goes to our first scene, which is the first glimpse of the A Ma Maniere logo, and you see the pop-up for the love. This is our second scene right here. So we look back at our references right here. You see walk past Jordan 3s, which I guess is Jordan 4s actually, but even still, this was just like kind of a reminder for me to go back and like check this out. And then it leads back straight into our scene 3, which is walking down the hallway, right? And it's really cool. It's like in slow motion. I do some speed ramping there, which is really good. And then it leads right into the room. Now, if you see, we're adding drama and tension. That's the whole purpose of this whole of this scene, right? Because you see how dark it is, like where I'm walking from and I'm walking to, like towards the light, and you can see how the light is kind of peeking out. Going forward, I'm entering the room is nice and bright, and then you see like that optical spot kind of shining now, like
like on what appears to be the sneakers, like right here, all right? Like this is where I'm walking towards. And you know, we got some B-roll shots here, and I instantly pick up the sneakers that is leading into our get ready with me, the scene switches and the beat switches. So you can see we have our heads up display again, but now it's pasted on the wall here. People who know, you know, if you know, you know, that's MF Doom without a shadow of a doubt, right? The Mad Villain album art, and you see our first outfit. So obviously I'm looking like into a mirror here, so you can kind of like see, and then you know, getting some detailed shots here. See the A Ma Maniere, you see the A like on everything, it's looking good. And right here, it's kind of switching back and forth, but you can see like it goes into a transition. And like I said, it'll make more sense if you was to actually watch the commercial. So, you know, you should definitely check that out. But we do a transition here, boom. So now I am in a whole different outfit. We're in the Jordan 4s. The A Ma Maniere Jordan 4s, right? And like the rugged streetwear. And then right here is another transition, all right? So you see that flash, it's a camera flash, and there's a sound right there. Now you see this is the third outfit. You got the cardigan tied around the neck, which is looking fire. Boom, this is when, and here is the climax, right? Climax of the shot. So right now we switch from our get ready with me. And actually, I guess I should blow that up. Blow it up, kind of spread it out a bit. All right, so if you look here, all these cuts, I'm trying to like make it so you can see it like better. These are all scene switches, so it's swaps. You know what I mean? Like this is like, and this is the climax. So like it like right here, and it goes along with the song, which is by De La Soul and MF Doom. And then this is it. This is the climax. This is the hero shot right here. And then boom, we do this cloning effect, right? So you see this really dope cloning effect, which I'm in the center right here. I am framing myself with myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, which I thought was actually really cool, but I drew that inspiration from this shot here. And then this shot right here, I thought actually was really cool too. Forward, right, and edit, and right there, boom, like you can see it. I masked myself a couple times, so I'm walking in front and behind myself. So you can see like right here, like right, recross and framing it up. And you can see the frame right here. Nice tight shot of the For the Loves, which is dope. And then it switches to some actual like action shots of me like walking. Shout out to Heart for the up close. This is more of just like a boom, and you see like a hit, right? Nice dope frame right here. And this is just like, you know, add some extra flair. And you can see as I'm walking away, the For the Love sign pops up again to kind of let you, you know, kind of remind you as it's coming to a close. And boom, the A Ma Maniere logo, which concludes the commercial.
Now, when I made this commercial, did I think it was gonna go viral? No, I didn't. But everything you do shouldn't be the sake of virality. I did this for the love of streetwear, for the love of creativity, for the love of collaboration, for the love of friendship, for the love. If you made it all the way through the video, hey, round of applause to you. I really appreciate that, and I don't take that lightly. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop another video. That's gonna be it for me, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.